All right. How's it going, bros? All right. So, welcome to my very first debate stream. Allow me to give you some context. So, last stream, I did a tier list of the strongest Godzilla monsters, while ranking them from weakest to strongest. And post stream, I made a little bit of an edit, a little bit of a tweak with the help of a guy named Goro Guy. But then Dino King came over. Dino King 213, you all know him. You all know and love him. He went over there and he kind of argued with Goro Guy. And so with that, we decided when he left the call because he had to do school or something. I thought to myself, this would be I have a really good idea. Why not we pit Goro Guy and Dino King together? And here we are. So I like to show off everyone the combatants here, the cast, I should say. So we have ourselves Dino King 213 and Goro Guy, the combatants, and our judges FG 2000, Mick 69, and Punk.
Corporate Sabbath.
Doom says that he can make any stream funny when he's in it. I find it to be more of a nuisance. So, anyway. So the rules are, the person who goes first... Oh, whoops, let me go and grab that. Okay. The person who goes first will be decided via a coin toss. The winner of the first round goes to the next round. Well, goes first the next round. During someone's turn, the opponent will be muted until they are allowed to go next or have a counter argument afterwards. If the person that's speaking doesn't bring any information about the monster of the round, then they are disqualified from that round and the opponent gets the automatic win, no matter what. If one side bails, then the other side gets the epic win. Yes, I typed it out as epic win. There will be 3 judges. They'll vote for either person for the winner of the round, depending on their points. The judges will also have to have a reasoning for why they chose the certain individual. If all or more judges agree with one side, then that side wins. And for the judges, no biases. If a point is brought up as a fact, then it is a fact. If you're going off topic for too long, you will get a warning from me, yours truly. Then, and I'll let you know if you are going off topic. If it happens again, then you're throwing the round. And this goes for the audience. Do not spam or crash the stream. And so the first round will commence. Now, to do so, I will grab a coin for the coin toss. I have lost the coin. I can't believe I lost the coin.
Good job, dipshit. You lost the coin. You fucking idiot. You are great at
I found it!
Okay, good. Fucking idiot.
It was right next to me.
You were just about to fail the entirety of the stream.
It was.
You were just about to fail the entirety of the stream because you lost your fucking coin.
I have it. It was right next to me. It was right next to me.
Okay, good.
All right,
good.
I will.
Now I'm muting.
Okay, see ya. All right, so we have Goro Guy here and Dino King. So, Goro Guy, you can go first. Which side are you choosing? Heads or tails?
Me?
Yes, heads or tails?
Heads or tails? Heads. I'll go with heads.
All right. Crap! It landed on my blanket. So yeah, you won. You won that. So
Right.
that means that you'll go first in the debate. So, I'll mute Dino King for your convenience. And the first round is Zilla versus Showa Angarus. You have the floor.
I believe that Showa Angarus would take the W of the simple fact that one's more durable than missiles, another one can get killed by artillery. Showa Angarus has proven to be incredibly defensive, unlike Zilla. They're a little bit like opposites, you could say. One's a bit slower and more tanky, that can tank a lot of hits, while one's more faster, but can't take any hits at all. And let's look at this. Who would win, the motorcycle with a semi-automatic or the super artillery tank? That's how I kind of view it. One's faster, yes, but one's has shown more feats and has shown a lot more durability, a lot more strength, and has shown just overall better everything for the most part compared to Zilla when it comes to Anguirus. So I personally think Anguirus, without even grabbing any examples for the most part, like if you want me to grab an example, King Ghidorah, when King Ghidorah dropped his whole body weight during Destroy All Monsters onto Anguirus, and Anguirus brushed it off, for example. If that weight went on Zilla, then broken bones. That's all I have to really say about that battle, because there's nothing much else to say. It would be a complete curb stomp.
All right, now it's time for Dino King's turn.
To agree with Goro Guy's statement, Zilla's powers are not all that useless, honestly. Zilla is kind of fast that he can use to avoid his enemies. And he has really great intelligence.
Anything else?
You really have this all planned out.
His only
You,
weakness is
you really have your script out, don't you, Dino King? You just want your script out. Nice speaking. God damn. Looks like I'm Zilla can well, that's what it sounds like what he's saying.
Okay.
So yeah, Zilla would probably lose. Another reason is he lacks the atomic breath.
Okay.
Instead he has fire.
Anything else?
Well, he does have durability. Unlike the Toho Godzilla, the arms are incredibly useless. For Zilla, his arms can be pretty useful, like for digging. And Zilla somehow has camouflage to blend in with this generic New York City setting.
All right.
Ooh, it has 5-foot-long teeth and 6-foot-long talons, which allow him to burrow through the surfaces and chomp steel helicopters with little recall.
Okay. Would you like to have anything else to add?
Oh, while not as physically powered as the Toho Godzilla, Zilla shown a high amount of physical strength. He is able to sink 3 boats by pulling them underwater despite them moving fast at full speed. He also dragged a large freighter onto shore with ease.
Okay. Would like to add anything else?
So yeah, to conclude, I do agree with Goro Guy. And Showa Angarus would beat Zilla, because Zilla is not as powerful as Angarus. And plus, Zilla can be killed easily, especially can die by missiles.
Okay. Would you like me to give Goro Guy a chance for a counter argument?
Sure.
Okay. All right, Goro Guy. What any counter arguments do you have?
I mean, these aren't exactly counter arguments. These are just things that I disagree with, per se. But I'll just say it for just the sake of saying it. Granted, Zilla does have speed and intelligence, but Showa Anguirus ain't stupid. I'll say that. I mean, like he planned with Gorosaurus and Godzilla to kind of circle Ghidorah and basically like gang up on him and beat the hell out of him. So I wouldn't say he's stupid per se. So I don't know how far the intelligence argument would go for. And digging, I mean, Anguirus. I mean, Anguirus can probably dig. I mean, he's seen to being pretty well. He's been seen pretty well adapted to ground life.
Okay. So I'll go and see if Dino King would like to have anything else to say.
It for this one.
Could you repeat that?
That's it. That's about it for this round.
Alright, so I'll go to our judges. Alright, I'll go with FG. FG, what do you have to say about this? Who gets the win?
Okay, I do agree with Dino King's point about Zilla being very fast and intelligent, but like Goro Guy said, Anguirus is also intelligent because he was able to gang up with Gorosaurus and Godzilla to beat the hell of Ghidorah. But you also have to remember, Anguirus managed to figure out that Mechagodzilla, when he was disguised as Godzilla, he managed to figure out that it wasn't Godzilla immediately. And Zilla has been known to be very he's not that powerful. Like his skin is not that like hard like Godzilla's usually is, because he'll die from a few missiles, which unlike Anguirus, who's just a brute, like even Anguirus' brute strength is more powerful than Zilla's like brute strength. So I would have to say it would be Anguirus just because of his brute strength and his other quirks, like that one move that he did on Ghidorah where he launched himself in the air to basically throw Ghidorah on the ground. So I would have to say it would be Anguirus who takes the win.
All right, but which side do you think gets this win? Like Goro Guy or Dino King?
I would have to say Goro Guy.
All right, we'll go over to the next judge, Mick. Thank you very much. Mick.
I'd actually give good points. For Goro Guy, his point is Anguirus is much more durable than Zilla and also intelligent as well. But the main problem with Dino King's argument is, yes, Zilla is also intelligent and faster. But here's the thing. Like Goro Guy said, Anguirus is much more resilient to damage. Like the example he said when he fought King Ghidorah. And there's also other examples of Anguirus being resilient, like that fight with Gigan. But that's all I'm going to say. My side will be Anguirus because he's more resilient and also intelligent.
All right, so who do you think wins in this round? Goro Guy or Dino King?
This round goes for Goro Guy.
All right. Thank you very much, Mick. And now, Punk.
Right, I think it's pretty evident Showa Angarus takes the dub here. Okay, so yes, Zilla is very fast. He can dig, but the thing is, Anguirus can also dig, so that's not really much of an advantage. Anguirus is incredibly resilient to artillery such as missiles. The land missiles, killed Zilla. Another thing I have to mention is that while Zilla is intelligent, Anguirus is also intelligent. He was able to figure out that fake Godzilla was not the real Godzilla before any of the humans did. So, that's a sign of great intelligence. He was also able to communicate directly with Godzilla in Godzilla vs. Gigan, and was able to coordinate with him in Destroy All Monsters, as well as Gorosaurus and Manila. When it comes to the thing about Zilla has 5 foot long teeth, I assume that was brought up to say, maybe Zilla has stronger jaws. He really, I don't think he does. Anguirus has fangs, very long fangs. Another thing I have to note is that Anguirus is also quite agile. I mean, he rams himself into King Ghidorah multiple times in Godzilla vs. Gigan, and he's also very durable. Even when he had a broken jaw from Fake Godzilla, he kind of shook it off, and yeah.
So you think
So
wins this round?
Goro, I guess round 1 goes to Goro, and yeah.
Anything else would you like to say?
Is it like on the matchup? Yeah, I just think Showa Angarus curb stomps honestly in almost every regard except for like speed.
All right. Thank you very much, Punk. So the
You're
win.
welcome.
The win goes to Goro Guy. Now, round 2.
Wait.
Monsterverse Rodan versus
Wait.
Heisei. What?
You tard. I'm going to do something called an epic gamer move. Everybody, I'm going to post the Discord link into chat. And it is going to be Poggers. Join, you dipshits. Anyway, I'm going to mute myself again so we can get back to whatever the fuck this is.
Okay.
And Broken English by Dino King.
Okay. Okay, thank you for the plug.
Trademark.
Thank you for my plug. Okay. So, round 2. Monsterverse Rodan versus Heisei Rodan. And this round was brought to you by Goro Guy himself. Don't worry, this isn't rigged at all. So, because Goro Guy took the win for last round, he may go first. Goro Guy, who do you think will win a fight between Monsterverse Rodan and Heisei Rodan?
To give a little context before I do give my point, the reasoning why I requested this battle is because this was the scenario, this was the debate that sparked this whole thing in the first place. Who would win, Monsters vs. Rodan or Heisei Rodan? And I said Heisei Rodan would win. So my reasoning is Heisei Rodan is just better in every way compared to the Monsters vs. Rodan. They are around the same size, they're around the same size, right? Scale-wise to something like Heisei Godzilla in the 100-meter range and Legendary Godzilla in the 100-meter range. So there's not much of a size advantage of any kind, right? Both of them pretty similar size. Heisei Rodan, on the other hand, has a larger arsenal as well as more power. His larger arsenal is him having a long-range attack of the uranium beam he has when he's Fire Rodan. And people might say, well, Fire Rodan's a different copyright, you shouldn't be using him. Well, that's like saying a transformation of a character isn't the same as just a normal character. So I'm counting Heisei Rodan and Fire Rodan as the same thing because they are the same thing.
So so it's like saying Optimus Prime's truck form is different from his robot form.
Yeah, that's kind of more like people saying normal Goku isn't the same as Super Saiyan Goku. Like, it's a powered up form, yeah, but it's still the same character at the end of the day.
All right.
When it comes to so my counter argument is we don't really have much when it comes to Monster vs. Rodan in the first place. He has shown feats of fighting, right? But the fights that he both lost at them. That's A. He lost to Mothra. It was pretty even, right? We can agree it was decently even, but Mothra still took the W. When it came to Ghidorah, it was like a toddler versus an MMA fighter. It was a complete curse stomp. It was horrible for Rodan. So there's not much to get off from, the fight itself. Those two fights he lost, which doesn't help Monster vs. Rodan compared to Heisei. Another thing too is he hasn't shown any other feats outside of fights except destroy buildings and attack the military. But what monster hasn't done that? Like, most, if not almost all monsters have attacked the military somehow and destroyed their weaponry and destroyed a building or caused damage to a building purposely or not on purpose. Heisei Rodan has also shown to be decently up to scale with, the other Heisei monsters, which I have also stated are stronger than the Monsterverse counterparts. Example, so Mechagodzilla, right? Super Mechagodzilla, or just Mechagodzilla 2, for example, that some people say, was strong enough to beat up Heisei Godzilla and Heisei Rodan, but Heisei Rodan still stood up a chance. The thing with that is, it's stated that Godzilla around this time would probably be, I don't know, not planetary per se, but really destructive landmass wise. It'd probably take out, I don't know, maybe a country, like maybe a smaller country, right? And the reasoning why I'm saying that is because this is the same Godzilla that in later movie, 2 years later, canonically, when he got a bit of a power boost from, Rodan dying on him, was able to fight Space Godzilla, a monster that's durable enough to survive planetary attacks. And Rodan was on par with Godzilla and Super Mechagodzilla around that. Monsterverse Rodan has no feat or no it could survive attacks like that or be near that type of level to give out attacks like that. So Monsterverse Rodan is weaker and has less abilities, doesn't have a size advantage, probably doesn't have a speed advantage from my knowledge for the most part. And the fights that it has been in, it lost both of the fights. Well, when it comes to like Heisei Rodan, it put up a fight, right? It still lost, but at least it still put up a good fight. So my points are, it's stronger by far. It has more abilities, as well as just there's probably more things that Heisei Rodan is better at. But my main 2 points are, it's vastly stronger and probably vastly more durable, as well as having a long range attack, which Monsterverse Rodan doesn't. Simple as that.
Anything else?
For the most part, as I can think of, no, not really.
All right. So, it's time for Dino King's turn.
Sure, I can agree with Goro with some of the statements. Like, sure, the Heisei Rodan is a bit bigger, and he's got the laser beam, and oh wait,
What's wrong?
uranium heat beam. My mistake. And he's also got the energy transfer and stuff like that. And the Monsterverse Rodan, sure, he could be put up a weak fight, and he did lose to Ghidorah and Mothra. But outside of that, you have quite underestimate Monsterverse Rodan. Like, example, in King of the Monsters, the official novelization, Rodan can cause volcanoes to erupt just by nearly flying over them. The supersonic flight. Rodan can fly supersonic speeds, significant to outpace fighter jets and highly agile flying. Rodan has shown to destroy several fighter jets pursuing them by rolling while in flight and smashing them with his wings. Barrel roll, yeah. When flying at top speed, Rodan's wings generate cyclonic drift streams that can level entire settings instantly by literally ripping structures out of the ground and into the air. Shockwaves. Rodan produces destructive shockwaves, described by Monarch as cyclonic drift streams while flying at top speeds, which can flatten buildings he passes over and launch debris, such as vehicles and people, into the air. Monarch scientists speculate the monster's wingspan is vast enough to level cities with his technique. Durability. Rodan has an extreme tolerance to heat and magma, having inhabited inside a volcano for the last several decades. He is also completely immune to weaponry such as gunfire or missile strikes. A layer of volcanic rocks acts as armor plating for Rodan's wings. This volcanic rock also covers many parts of his body, giving him an extra protection in combat. When Mothra struck at Rodan's head with one of her claws, her attack failed to pierce his skin. Although Rodan did seem visibly hurt by the blow, Rodan survived by completely impaled by Mothra's stinger. The attack only temporarily incapacitated him before he recovered virtually unharmed despite the grappling wound his chest. However, he was quickly dispatched in battle by King Ghidorah, who used a single gravity beam as a finishing blow, which can also prove that Rodan is still weak in combat.
Is that it?
Overall, Rodan can be a powerful monster outside of his fights, but some parts I do agree with Goro Guy that Heisei would probably win.
Okay, before we go any further, were you reading off of something?
You're talking about?
It sounded like you were reading off of the wiki. Are you reading something off of the wiki? Because it sounded like you were reading off of something.
You could literally just look at the wiki and that'd probably show up. Honestly, that sounds like anyone who doesn't know how to fucking read at a preschool.
Dude, shut up.
Shut the fuck up. I don't care.
I don't...
And the fact that it's just like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, Goro Guy,
I mean, at
you
the
wasn't...
same time, this man just speaks a little slow, but like... And I mean, he might have been able to write that down as a script so he could speak a bit better, but...
Alright, I'm just a little skeptical on this, because...
I mean, like, I'm gonna check... What character was that? I'll check the wiki real quick.
Monsterverse Rodan. Okay. Dino King, you have to be honest with me. Were you reading it off of a script that you wrote, or did you read it off of the wiki?
I just looked at the wiki and then copied it all down.
You copied and pasted from the wiki.
Oh my fucking god, then you're just reading the wiki.
Goro Guy didn't read off from the wiki. He did his research, but he
fucking
didn't read it off of the wiki. Do you not know what this means, Dino? You not know what you put yourself in.
That's fucking, like, it's just like plagiarism. Plagiarism is whenever you use the information from something. Now, I'm not calling what you're doing plagiarism, because that's not what plagiarism is, but it's what you're saying is basically the equivalent of, well, it's not plagiarism. I copy-pasted all of the text, but I changed the font.
Spino,
that's not how that fucking works.
Yeah?
Spino, I need to ask a question. Would this fall under cheating, or...
Yeah, hold up.
Like,
I mean, let me ask Goro Guy this. Goro Guy, did you, by any chance, read anything off of a wiki? I'm just, like, asking this, obviously, so I just, you know, I'm not, like, one-sided or anything. But I'm just asking you, Goro Guy.
Bullshit, Spino. You literally said before that you want Goro to win. Get out of that.
In terms of the question.
Fuck off.
Okay.
Fuck off.
Okay. When it comes to the debate here right now, no, I did not read anything off a wiki, but I did read a wiki for me to get some knowledge and prepare myself. I just made up my own fucking notes, and I don't even remember anything from the wiki word for word. I just remember small things like abilities.
Yeah, so because Dino King literally read it off of a wiki, he admitted that he read it off of the wiki by copying and pasting it. I don't think it matters. He kind of cheated in a way. At least you did research, yes, but you didn't like copy and paste it.
Yeah, researching is fucking different. Making your own notes is completely fine, but when it comes to fucking literally copy and pasting the entirety of the wiki, it's sort of just like,
All right, judges. What do we do about this? What do we do about this?
The fuck you mean? What do you do about this? You don't go to the Olympic Games and see this man has like 90 steroids. They don't, and they're like, oh well, it's fine. We won't pick you out. He fucking lost.
So
Yeah,
do I
I-
take this
I
as a
kinda-
I mean,
review
like,
or
it's
no?
not
It's a
like it's gonna affect
disqualification.
Dino in any way, shape, or form because Goro was just gonna win in the end anyway. This was rigged.
It. We actually
mean-
came up with like
Bullshit.
fair. We did come up with like somewhat fair like fights.
Somewhat. There's no such thing as somewhat fair. It is
Okay.
fair or unfair.
Okay, it was kind of fair. I tried making it as fair as possible. What am I saying? Anyway,
I mean, I
judges.
try to-
Bullshit.
try to
You're
give the
over here
rule-
like I favor this guy. If you have a favor, if
Okay,
you favor
okay,
somebody,
we get it,
Spino,
Doom.
you
We
are
get
going
it,
to get
Doom.
accordingly. You
We
don't
get
just
it, Doom.
fucking-
We get it, Doom. I'm
You
just
fucking-
like
Can I say
should the win
something?
Goro. Okay, Goro guy, you can go.
Somebody's what?
I
Oh god, I'm
tried-
reading chat and
I
somebody
tried to make-
was
I tried-
Mechagodzilla 5. Put user in timeout. Fucking dipshit who is spamming
Dude,
Goro.
guy-
God damn.
Doom.
Shut up. Like Goro explained.
We get the point.
Okay. When it came to making the rules, I helped make the rules. And I tried to make it as fair as possible. If any of you guys remember the rules,
Yes.
because I didn't give myself an advantage, and so I don't know. I know I'm not trying to make myself out of advantage. I'm just giving the actual rules. Study your shit. Don't cheat and like just wait your turn. Simple as that.
And in a way, I was honestly still. I wasn't speaking about rules and shit were rigged. It's just overall. Goro's just doing better at explaining everything. He has more fluid sentences. He sounds a lot more professional when he's doing it. And overall, that just makes people have more favor to him.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
That's just bias. That's just the idea of bias.
Okay,
And
yeah, I
people
was.
honestly like Goro a lot more than they do Dino. A lot of.
Yeah, I
So
actually.
in the end, there's heavy bias on everybody.
What I tried doing was I gave them enough prep time because okay, Doom is right. Doom is 100% right. I was really one-sided with Goro guy because he knew a lot of stuff before
Yeah.
even going into this. So I gave everyone a chance by prepping up. But yeah.
Didn't we have like a week to prepare?
Yeah, you guys had like a week to prepare.
You guys had a fucking week? Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to we all had to plan this out, Doom. We had to all plan
The
this
reason
out.
why I wanted to say give us a week because I wanted Dino King to be prepared for like actual arguments. I wanted this to be as fair as possible. Because I didn't want no bias. I didn't want I didn't want people to be biased towards me. I didn't want Dino King to like stutter off the bat for the simple fact that he doesn't know anything. I wanted him to have time. I wanted us to have a fair match and a fair debate. That's all I wanted. But it looks like that there's some bias in here, and Dino King kind of just
there's
threw the
always gonna
whole
be
round when it
bias,
came to
like,
the Monsterverse Road.
That's just how that works.
That's
There's always
why
gonna
I
be
wanted judges here because as you may know, I'm already one-sided towards you because I knew
It's
you were
like
gonna.
Spinozilla Saurian versus Dr. Doom. If that ever fucking happens, and I have all of my friends as judges, we're all just going to shit on Spino the entire fucking time, and he's not going to win because it's not a 1v1, it's a 4v1.
Oh my god.
Like, it's not. It just don't work very well. And even if the judges aren't trying to be biased, that's just how it works. It's just simple shit that the brain always prefers, to go with whoever they like more.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh well.
So, does this round do we continue? Like, do you have any counter arguments,
I mean,
Goro?
you can, I guess, but it's gonna be Goro
Well,
versus
Do the
the
judges
wiki.
still speak?
Well, out of that whole entire wiki read, I do have counter arguments. What's stopping normal Heisei Rodan from doing a spin attack? Nothing really. It could do a spin attack for all I care too. Like it's flying, right? It's flying, right? It's powerful enough to probably do it. It has wings. It's around the same size. It could probably do the spin attack for all I care too at the same time. They're pretty similar in size. They probably have similar speed feats because Heisei Rodan has also blown buildings by just flying over them. And also the volcanic feat thing, well, I mean, like that's cool and all, but like, what is Heisei Rodan gonna like do when it comes to volcanoes? He's gonna look at it and be like, cool. Volcanoes are not gonna do much, if anything, to Heisei Rodan, because well, Heisei Rodan's kind of more durable, as I said, and there's literally a form called Fire Rodan, literally heat itself. I don't know what else to counter argue, because half of it, most if not all of that was wiki. So I don't know. Those are my counter arguments, and like even I don't know. Like, should this be like a throwaway? Like, should this be a W for me because Dino King did read
I
the
don't
wiki?
know. We have yet to ask the judges.
It was going to be a
but-
W for you either way.
Well,
and
we have to-
also,
we have to
everybody in
see.
chat, just remember this shit's done for fun. Don't shit on literally anybody and be like a 2-year-old.
Did
Also,
you type that
whoever's
in?
telling me to stop dropping F-bombs, this channel isn't for 2-year-olds. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, by that logic. So why don't we have? Okay, we'll have Dino King go just to make things a little bit fair. I mean, you gave your counter arguments, and Dino King gives his. So Dino King, you can go.
Go over a 50-50 for Monsterverse. I don't know, lose or win. And also a 50-50 for the Heisei Rodan. Because sure both of them are fire Rodans. Because Monsterverse has been living in a volcano for decades.
Anything else?
Sure, Rodan. Monsterverse also has strong durability. Like, have you seen the chase scene from the movie?
I mean, I have. I'm just saying again, Heisei monsters are just overall stronger, and again, we're talking about a Godzilla here. By the way, weaker than he was in Space Godzilla, but still kind of there, right? Who is strong enough to go up against? Who is strong enough to fight a stronger clone of himself the next movie afterwards? Who is durable enough to survive planets exploding on him, and strong enough to destroy planets? So, I don't know. I'm just saying, for the simple fact that the slightly weaker variant of the version that destroyed a planet buster go toe to toe with the Fire Rodan that I'm talking about, the one that fought Godzilla, that, slightly weaker than the version he is fighting that planet buster, as I just said. I'm just saying, durability wise, I feel like there's a big gap.
All right.
It's just a big 50-50 for me.
All right, judges. What would you like to say? FG, I'll let you go first.
Okay, I'm not trying to prove Doom's point here, but like even though Dino King did just like basically admit to plagiarizing, he still did give some information that was factual since it was a wiki. But the one thing that kind of set me off for Dino King was that that he said that Rodan, the Monsterverse Rodan, is immune to like gun artillery and such, which comes packaged with every single monster besides Zilla in the Godzilla franchise, and maybe the gargantuas, but those don't. Well, I don't know. But what is it? Like Goro guy said earlier, Fire Rodan does have a more better artillery, and Fire Rodan and Monsterverse Rodan are roughly around the same size. As a matter of fact, all monsters in the Monsterverse are mainly the same size as the Heisei monsters, aside from like Ghidorah maybe. But Goro guy did give some good information about abilities and what's stopping Fire Rodan from doing a barrel roll. And the whole volcano thing, that wouldn't affect Fire Rodan in any way, because he's called Fire Rodan for a reason. So not to be biased, but this is me honestly, not to be biased, because I don't want to prove Doom's point, but it would have to go to Goro guy, because he gave more better information than Dino King.
All right, thank you very much. Mick.
Okay, first things first. Dino King, I recommend you to make your like. Yes, it's fine if you get your research from a wiki, but please do not just copy and paste it. That's not a point of a debate. But for my thoughts on the both of the sides, I feel like Hasty Rodan is going to win because one, it's more built for combat because one, it has the beam. Two, it has like spikes in its chest, so that means it's more capable for combat, and it's more stronger as well because it can give a good fight for Godzilla and Mechagodzilla, and basically Mechagodzilla 2 almost killed Godzilla, so um that shows the fact that how strong Fire Rodan is in the movie. And I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say this, but there's a fact that Hasty Rodan is much more faster since I went to the wiki and it says that Fire Rodan is Mach 5, and I did more research since the legendary Rodan destroyed fighter jets. I did research on what is the fastest fire jet, and it's only said it's Mach 3. So by that logic, maybe there's a chance that Hasty Rodan is much more faster than Monsterverse. And what else? What else? For Dino King's like statements like legendary Rodan can use his powers to activate volcanoes. Yeah, that's kind of bit neat, but I cannot see that in a like in a fight, like in a battle. Like, how can you use that in battle? Like, Fire Rodan is just gonna attack legendary in the sky. It's more useful if they're fighting in the ground. So, in my opinion, Goro Guy takes this round since Fire Rodan is more built for combat.
All right. Thank you very much. Punk.
Right. I think it's evidently clear that Fire Rodan basically exceeds Monsterverse in almost every way possible. The fact that Heisei Rodan is more equipped for combat. He has a beam, a ranged attack. He went toe to toe with Super Mechagodzilla, who is a weapon designed to kill Godzilla, who at this stage, he's not fully planetary level yet. I'd say he's close to planetary, though. So Super Mechagodzilla is admittedly very strong. He also went toe-to-toe with Godzilla and put up a good fight. I'd actually say Heisei Rodan, after he dies, he sacrifices himself, to power up Godzilla, as we all know, and gives him the spiral heat ray. I'd actually say that that might be an indicator of his strength. The fact that he was able to give Godzilla a much more powerful atomic breath, but that might just be me. I still definitely think when put up against Monstrous Rodan, who has very little feats in terms of fighting. He did put up a good fight against Mothra, I will admit that. But he got fucking his lunch money taken from him when he fought Ghidorah. So in general, I think Heisei Rodan absolutely takes the dub here. And I guess round 2 goes to Goro.
One thing I want to say, Punk. I was thinking of using that argument of he powered up Godzilla to make that spiral heat ray, but I didn't know if that was like if that should be counted or not, because that's not exactly the indicator for him like as a power up or anything.
Oh. I
I
didn't
mean,
really
yeah,
include it.
it still potentially is quite a factor.
Yeah, I didn't really count it because it didn't really have to do anything with a fight. So,
That's fair. I just thought it could be an indicator of his power, but
all right. So round 2 goes to Goro Guy. Round 3, Zilla Jr. versus Methuselah. This also goes to Goro Guy as well. So, because Goro Guy won that round, he shall go first again.
Um. Okay. So this fight. So I suggested this fight, right? But I thought Methuselah had uh, a lot more feats. But I was completely wrong because Methuselah has like not like 0 to like 1, and I did not realize that because I thought there was a lot more when it came to him. But uh, I would have to go with Zilla Jr. then, for the simple fact that Zilla Jr. has shown a lot more fighting capability on screen and off screen, as well as having more abilities. He has a long range attack, high intelligence. He's faster, most likely compared to the lumbering Methuselah, as well as having digging capabilities, which Methuselah also does have. But I feel like Zillah's is probably better in the sense that he's a lot faster, so he'd be a lot better at it, a lot more productive at it compared to Methuselah, who's slower. He's a lumbering monster. The only thing I would say Methuselah has is maybe defense because he's such a big chunky target, and maybe like size. But when it comes to kaiju fight, size is like it matters and then it doesn't matter at the same time because there's so many fights where, example, Godzilla beats a monster that's like double his size or just triple his size, and he still beats them. So it's like when it comes to size advantages. But I would say Zilla Jr. would probably take the W for the simple fact that Zilla Jr. has more abilities. More, I don't know about strength per se. He's faster definitely. He can probably dig faster too. He has a digging capability like Methuselah. So if they do go underground, it's not going to be uneven per se. And Methuselah just doesn't really have much on the table. He hasn't really have much feats except maybe like he's big and lumbering, and he said to be able to fight other titans because he was a defender of humanity, right? One time he would help humans cross like mountains and stuff. And it said that he would fight other titans, right? But we don't know how strong those titans could be per se because it doesn't specify what titans they are. They could be something as easy as like I don't know, like skull crawlers from Skull Island, right? Like normal, like young skull crawlers, or it could be something as tough as Godzilla. We don't really know, but I don't want to make any assumptions, so there's not really much to go off with. Methuselah just simply does not have any feats to suggest anything except what he looks like and the stats we have. Simple as that, compared to Zilla, who we see have multiple fights with many different enemies that have many different abilities and many different things, and has defeated all of them for the most part. Um, as well as a long range attack, faster, and I don't know about smarter because the Titans are decently smart, but he seemed to understand human speech patterns. So it's like, yeah, I don't know when it comes to intelligence. But I think Zilla Jr. will overall win just for the simple things I've just said. Methuselah doesn't have much on the table. Well, Zilla has a whole plate of information. Simple as that.
Thank you very much. Now, Dino King.
Yeah, pretty much Goro probably said everything here, which kind of leaves me little to nothing to say. Because I do agree with him 100% on Zilla Jr. winning, because he's a lot more powerful. And unlike his cringy father, he actually has atomic breath, and can survive missile attacks, and can burrow faster. But Methuselah really does not have that many abilities. Like, pretty much the only ones he has is probably his his horns. But everything else is just defense, like his armor. And he doesn't have that much durability because he's literally a walking mountain. So yeah, Zilla Jr. will win.
Okay. Goro guy, do you have any like counter arguments? Because it sounds like Dino King is like 100% agreeing with you.
I mean, he's basically just being the support dog right here and then. So no, not really. There's nothing to really counter argue about.
All right. Thank you very much. Also, keep in mind that Zilla Jr. has the same exact design as his father. Just letting you know that. Just putting that right there. So, FG, Judge FG, what do you say? FG?
Sorry. What is it? I 100% agree with both Dino King and Goro guy. But what is it? In the Godzilla the series, it seems like this Zilla, unlike the OG Zilla, seems like Zilla Jr. is more like prone to damage. Like he's not as like he doesn't get like injured as much. He seems to be more durable to certain things because again he fights like actual monsters, which would probably kill the original Zilla. And again, like Dino King said, this version of Godzilla has atomic breath, which is a far more better improvement from the OG Zilla. And that's really it. There's really nothing for me to say because they both basically said what I wanted to say.
All right, thank you very
Hey,
much.
Spino, chat wants to ban me. You should ban me, Spinozilla.
I'm not doing that even as a joke.
Chat, the 2-year-olds in the chat want to ban me. Go ahead, please.
I
ban
literally
me.
stated in my description of my channel that if you're under 18, I will take away your Fortnite privileges, even though that you're literally 14. But doesn't
I've
matter.
had no Fortnite privileges because I took it away myself. I don't like Fortnite. Fortnite sucks.
That's the point.
Go ahead, take my Fortnite privileges, you fucking nerd.
Okay,
Actually,
Mick.
actually, I don't want my Fortnite privileges. Take those away from me. It's a burden. But
Okay.
anyways, you guys can continue.
Okay,
Don't ban
Mick.
Jim. Thank you, Zachary. Anyway, back to
Mick.
the endless void of suffering.
So, you funny, you big funny. So, anyway, so Zilla does show like capabilities that he's much more better at fighting and he's much more durable than the original Zilla. And he's more smarter as well. So the problem thing here is the only problem thing is Methuselah. We don't know much about the kaiju. Yes, we know he's durable. He's literally a mountain, but in the movie we barely get much time to see him. So yes, this round is basically a draw since both Goro and Dino both agreed on Zilla winning. So for me, this is a draw.
All right, Punk.
I think it's pretty evident Zilla Jr. wins. Like, Methuselah has no shown feats. It's stated, I think, in the novelization that he fought a couple monsters, but it's not said who those monsters are, so it's kind of up in the air of how strong he is. Zilla Jr., on the other hand, has fought multiple monsters in basically every episode of Godzilla series. And there's much more screen time of Zilla Jr. fighting than there is of Methuselah in general. So yeah, I think that's a pretty big indicator that Zilla Jr. is he curb stomps, he takes the dub easily. Goro wins this round.
All right. Well, to me personally, I think this is more like a stalemate. What do you guys think?
I don't know. I just feel as if Goro just had more points and he laid them out better, in my opinion. So I think he gets that.
I feel like I kind of agree more with Mick in the sense that this is kind of a draw because they both agreed to this the same
agreed.
argument.
They both agree, but in my opinion, I just feel as if the points are presented more. That's like, I don't say the points are just better in Goro's favor. I just mean that the points more, there are more points and they're presented more clearly. So I'd say Goro wins in this regard.
All right. Well, the majority of the judges have stated that there should be a tie, so I'm going to count it as a tie.
All right.
All right. So round 3, tie. Now round 4.
Can I have the quarter you're using, please?
No,
I'm sorry. I want
I
it.
know that you're broke, but not this broke. Come on, Doom.
I mean, like, I did just get $500, but okay. I'm just gonna flex in front of all the people in the stream. Get fucked, poor people.
Okay, round 4.
Easy.
Round 4. Monster X plus his Kaiser form versus Destroya. And this was brought to you by one of our judges, MicMic69. So give us a nice good nice for that. So, because Goro Guy won the previous round, as in like round 2, we'll let you go first.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Okay, so when it comes to when people think of Godzilla's like biggest enemies, people normally think of Destroya or Ghidorah or the Ghidorah, right? Whether it be Kaiser or normal King Ghidorah. Those are the definitive main two big bads that people like to think of, right? Maybe
Or
Mechagodzilla
King Kong.
as well. When it comes to this fight, though, I think Destroya would take the W. And my reasoning is because, yes, Monster X is faster. He is faster, yes. But again, like I said, my motorcycle versus tank analogy, one is more durable, one's more durable, one has more artillery. Well, one is faster. Simple as that. Destroya has shown feats to survive multiple red spiral ray beams, which the red spiral ray beams which by the way, 1 or 2 attacks, like a few like I think it was like 1 to 3 attacks of the red spiral beam was strong enough to destroy like practically destroy Space Godzilla on the floor, right? Practically wipe the floor with him. And remember, Space Godzilla, a monster that is strong enough to survive planets exploding because he caused them to explode in the first place. Now, imagine now Burning Godzilla, right? Is just Godzilla from the Space Godzilla movie, right? But more powerful because he has more radiation and he's basically in a Super Saiyan state. He's like 1,000 times more powerful. He's constantly shooting spiral heat beams, and he shoots them at Destroyer the whole entire movie, and it hurts Destroyer, right? But it barely hurts him. Like he walks them off, and he practically curb stomps Godzilla. He drags him around the whole Hong Kong. It was Hong Kong from my memory. He drags him around Hong Kong, like everywhere by his tail. He cuts Godzilla in pieces. He impales him. He does so many different like attacks and abilities. He has his energy horn. He has his like auction destroyer beam in his mouth. He has his tail grab attack. He can fly. He can transform into different forms to escape attacks, right? Because Destroyer has shown the ability to separate his body back into his previous forms, right? To escape or to regroup, right? So if Destroyer was even in like a hold, like example, let's say Kaiser Ghidorah bit him. We all know when Kaiser Ghidorah bites someone, he can drain their energy away, right? So imagine that happened to Destroyer, right? For some reason, he's getting his energy drained away. He's getting bitten. Kaiser Ghidorah himself back into his aggregate form, the little crab forms, right? And he can scuttle away and reform back. Simple as that. Kaiser Ghidorah, on the other hand, has been killed by the Red Spiral Beam from a different Godzilla, Final Wars Godzilla. Which, by the way, Final Wars Godzilla needed help from the Gotengo, by the way, to do that, because the Gotengo, the super submarine from Final Wars, if you may know, give Final Wars Godzilla energy. It gave the Final Wars Godzilla enough energy to do the energy attack, because Final Wars Godzilla was getting his ass kicked. He was getting his ass kicked though, like for most of the fight. While Kaiser Ghidorah got killed by one of those attacks from a helped Godzilla, Heisei Godzilla, a Godzilla that has enough energy inside of him to, when released all at once, can destroy half of the planet, was strong enough and shot multiple of those red spiral beams, the ones that destroyed a planet buster that can survive planets exploding on him, did multiple of those, the whole movie, against Destroya. And Destroya kind of just shrugged them off for the most part. The only, Destroya's only weakness is, freezing. You change the thermostat, he dies. But the thing is, though, is Kaiser Ghidorah doesn't have any ice ability. The only thing I can think of for some reason is, and that's stretching it, by the way, is somehow Kaiser Ghidorah knows Destroya is weak to cold and sudden temperature changes and grabs him into space and just watches him freeze to death. But even then, Kaiser Ghidorah wouldn't even know that. He wouldn't know that. And I feel like by the time, if he even did figure that out somehow, Destroya would already take the W for the simple fact that Destroya is more durable because he survived planet busting attacks. He's been strong enough to smack that planet buster while he was in a powered up form, as well as him having more abilities like the energy horn, his tail, him able to get out of grabs and snags and clutches, right? By just breaking his form away and then reforming, as well as having his energy horn, his mouth beam, him flying, him able to take away, break apart and reform. He just has more attacks compared to Kaiser Ghidorah, which has the gravity beams, right? Which, yeah, it's gonna grab Destroyer and float him there. But again, Destroyer could just break away into his multiple forms, or even then could just shoot his own energy attack at Kaiser Ghidorah, for all I care, and just break loose. Or maybe since he has wings, he could just fly. Another thing too is so the energy horn attack, right? It cut Godzilla really badly. And that's what we know. Heisei Godzilla has stupid regeneration, really OP regeneration. Final Wars Godzilla has pretty good regeneration too, and I say Kaiser Ghidorah has probably pretty good regeneration, but I don't know if it's strong enough. I don't know if his regeneration would be good enough to regenerate a whole head or so if it got cut by the energy horn attack. And Ghidorahs, you chop their heads, they get weaker. Simple as that. It's pretty bad. So overall, when it comes to Destroya, he has shown better durability feats. He has shown more attack power. He has shown more abilities as well. So I feel like it's pretty darn simple on who would win and lose. More durability, more attack variation, overall just stronger. The only thing I can think of again is speed, maybe if it's in Monster X form, right? And maybe intelligence, but that's hard to say because Kaiser Ghidorah hasn't done really anything smart, and same thing for Destroya. They're kind of brute strength brawlers who would practically bash each other over the head, except Destroya would do it better because he's just 1,000 times better at doing it. Simple as that.
That's about it.
That's basically it. Destroya would curb stomp for the simple fact that better abilities, stronger, more durable. Simple as that.
All right, thank you. But before Dino
okay.
King,
Quick thing. I saw somebody say in chat that they just got back from hate bombing Dino King's videos. This is for fun. Shut the fuck up, you preschool ass motherfucker. You aren't special. Don't hate bomb anybody who is in this stream. There's no point. You're wasting your time and you aren't hurting anybody's feelings. The only thing you're hurting is your own mentality because you're a fucking retard. Back to you, Spinus.
Thank you. Before we go with Dino King, I'm gonna go and tweak Goro Guy's analogy a bit. With the whole motorcycle with machine guns versus a tank. Because Doom is here, it'd be like if I had a revolver, and I go up against Doom with his double barrel shotgun. because that's what he's known for. I'd be killed in an instant, like literally killed in an instant due to the sheer blast of it. Because if you give Doom a double barrel shotgun, he just is unstoppable. So, Dino King, anything you have to say?
Since Goro guy is literally killing me by proving more points than not, I'm gonna have to keep agreeing with him.
You're just gonna give him the W? You just did. You're just gonna do it like that?
Since he has the more powerful monster.
You're just throwing it in. You're just throwing. Well, not throwing it in. Throwing it out. You're just throwing it out.
Sure, Destroyer. He's more powerful. Like example, he can turn into the crab forms and then turn back anytime. Monster X is still a powerful monster, but when he turned into Kaiser Ghidorah, he has a lot of less durability because 4 legs, but it's still powerful due to him using laser beams and draining Godzilla's power.
I fucking deafened myself, and I just heard the stream, and I just heard my double barrel shotgun was mentioned. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's what I mentioned earlier. It was
My
Goro
double
Guy's
barrel
analogy.
was mentioned?
Yes, I did that just to make you happy. Okay. Anyway.
Of course. I would kill everybody in this call with my double barrel shotgun. No chance. Anyway,
No.
I'm muting again.
Okay, anyway, so you want like Goro Guy to give any counter arguments, because it seems to me that you're just throwing it away. Like you just admit defeat for this round.
Dude, I know for a fact that Goro Guy is right, and I know for a fact that Destroyer would beat Kaiser Ghidorah.
All right, Goro Guy, you have anything to say about this?
Yeah, I don't know. From what Dino King said, quote from him, "I'm killing him." So I don't know. I guess I'm winning.
Judges, FG. FG.
Sorry, that happened again. So this matchup in particular was the one that I thought about the most out of all of them, because I'm very biased towards this Joya. But really, without any bias here, I know it's a made up word, but Destroyer definitely would win, not just because of the explanation Goro Guy gave, but it's because of the opponent that he faced. You see, Final Word's Godzilla is what many people consider the strongest Godzilla because of the amount of monsters he took out in the span of like a day or two. But the thing is, people overlook Burning Godzilla. Like, they don't know how powerful he is. Like, he's like a walking end of the world explosion. Like, I'm pretty sure they say in the movie that if Godzilla goes into meltdown mode and they don't do anything about it, half of the world would just explode and the rest of the world would die out from there.
That's correct.
So, yeah. So the fact that Destroyer managed to basically beat the heck out of this particular Godzilla just shows how much of a beast he is. Like, he's basically killing, or not killing, he's basically beating up a walking end of the world explosion. And the fact that Godzilla even managed to defeat him in the end was amazing, because of, I mean, it was kind of obvious Godzilla was going to defeat Destroyer anyways, but the fact that Destroyer had the upper hand on Godzilla for so long, just for Godzilla to gang up on him, is impressive, because usually most of the time it's monster defeats Godzilla, Godzilla gets powered up, Godzilla comes back and defeats the monster. But for this time, it's not really like that. And yeah, with Kaiser Ghidorah, he does manage to get the upper hand on Godzilla. But the only reason why Godzilla gets the upper hand is because of the Gotengo. Now, let's say the Gotengo wasn't there, Godzilla would have just died, like right there.
Oof.
But But yeah, I got yeah. That just kind of shows how Godzilla in that movie a little reliant on the humans, while in Godzilla vs. Destroyer, Godzilla really wasn't. And I know I'm going a little bit off topic here, but just goes to show how powerful Destroyer is.
All right. Mick.
Okay, so I totally agreed with Goro guy by choosing Destroyer will be the winner of the match. And this really shows because I don't know if you guys know this, but Destroyer's final form is not his final form. He can also evolve to another form, but that's only in the theater program book. But I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say that because it might be off topic. But basically, Destroyer is like a Swiss Army knife because he can um devolve to his like previous form. So let's say if he's in a sticky situation, he can go back to his smaller forms to attack the enemy. In this case, like Burning Godzilla. And not gonna lie, Monster X is a powerful kaiju, but he's dealing with Destroyer. Literally, the monster was literally made by the Oxygen Destroyer, who killed the weapon that killed Godzilla. So basically, Destroyer has like more of an advantage. Destroyer fought like a very OP Godzilla, in this case, Burning Godzilla. Yeah, sure, Final Wars was also OP, but like FG mentioned, Burning Godzilla can destroy the planet. Oh, not saying the whole planet, like half of the planet. So by that logic, Destroyer is technically the more stronger kaiju. Well, that's all I'm gonna say.
All right. Thank you very
So
much.
this round goes to Goro.
All right. Thank you very much. Punk.
Right. I think it's pretty evident that Destroyer takes the dub here. I just want to mention that when I researched this matchup, I used the respective Godzillas as sort of measurements of power for both of these monsters, respectively. Heisei Godzilla has fought loads of incredibly powerful monsters. Super Mechagodzilla and Space Godzilla, in particular, come to mind as incredibly powerful, and Space Godzilla himself is a world, ending. He's the potential to end the world. He's, planet level kaiju. And you could make the argument, oh, well, Final Wars Godzilla is also strong, if not stronger than, Heisei, because he just plowed through monsters with ease. But the thing is with those monsters is that they had no feats whatsoever, other than like destroying cities. Like what did Anguirus do? He destroyed a city. What did Zilla do? He destroyed a city. Like every monster does that. It's not a good measurement of feats or strength, for that matter. So they're essentially cannon fodder. If anything, we have no idea how strong they are, and judging from their feats in the movie, they are not strong at all. So I disagree with the notion that, Final Wars Godzilla's like he's the strongest movie Godzilla or anything like that. So if we use their Godzillas as measurements of power, then yeah, I think Destroyer on that basis alone would take the W. Destroyer also has an ability that I don't think was brought up. In Godzilla vs. Destroyer, Destroyer used his horn to slice completely through Godzilla, like cut him in half. But Godzilla's regeneration is just so intense that he just like regenerated in an instant. I have no idea if Kaiser Ghidorah's regeneration is even as good as that. I doubt it is. Well, I know it's probably not because his heads get blown off. So if Destroyer uses his horn, heads are gonna fucking roll. So I'm pretty sure, and I'm very confident that Destroyer would absolutely win this matchup.
I mentioned that slightly briefly.
All right, thank you, Goro. Mwah.
All right. Well, I guess that the round goes to Goro guy. By the way, Doom, there are people leaking the rounds. We're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to leak the rounds.
What?
I said people are leaking the rounds. I saw someone leak the round. Like, if there are any other people leaking the rounds, please don't do that.
How many
Alright.
rounds there are?
No, like the next round.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if there's a bonus round or not. That's kind of weird, you know?
All right. So the next round, as I was saying, the next round is going to involve a Godzilla. Yay! The next round, round 5, is MonsterVerse Mechagodzilla versus Shin Godzilla, and this was brought to you by Linkamus Prime, aka Shin Link Zilla. Thank you very much, man. So, Goro guy, you can go.
All right. So, as much as I love Shin and I love his movie and I think he's a cool Godzilla with his design and stuff, right? I feel like it'd be a curb stomp. Like I feel bad for Shin in this situation for the simple fact that, all right, so I'm gonna go back to a little bit of a debate that happened when Shin Godzilla got released, which was who would win, MonsterVerse or Shin Godzilla, right? And that was a big heated topic. And this is partly related because I have to scale MonsterVerse with Shin for with MonsterVerse Mechagodzilla. So people argued and said, Shin Godzilla can evolve. He can evolve. Two things wrong with that statement. Yes, he can evolve, yeah, but it takes time, and it takes when he does evolve, it's not something like super advanced, like mind blowing. It's subtle changes for the most part, and when it is something bigger, it takes a long time, like hours, and like Shin Godzilla's feats consist of destroying military and destroying buildings, which, as we all know, those mean jack squat when it comes to feats, because practically any monster can do that. Yeah, Shin Godzilla has these nice fancy super condensed laser beam, which cut the buildings like butter. But would it really work on something like Mechagodzilla, a thing that's built to beat up MonsterVerse Godzilla? And as I stated before, I think MonsterVerse Godzilla would beat Shin Godzilla for the simple fact that Shin Godzilla also has complete garbage durability. Like, he gets hurt by he's resistant to military, right? But he was also but when it comes to more heavier artillery, like bunker bombs, for example, he literally got hurt by them, and it hit his back. Which, yeah, okay, his back is a sensitive spot, right? But I think it's a pretty big weakness when half your back is your weak spot. You know, when most your whole back's your weak spot and half your body is your back. Kind of view that as a bit of a weakness. MonsterVerse Mechagodzilla has the energy fists, which could literally just like it'd be like rock and sock and robots. It'd be horrible. Like Shin Godzilla would get his head knocked off by those punches. Those punches would be horrible. Mechagodzilla is also probably faster, as we've seen. He's pretty darn agile. He's most likely faster from what it looks like. He looks a lot faster. He has his energy fists, which are incredibly powerful enough to knock legendary Godzilla on his ass. To be fair, legendary Godzilla did fight Kong, but it didn't look like he expended like an incredible amount of energy, and he looked like he wasn't that damaged, so he seemed fine overall. But when Mechagodzilla showed up, it was a complete body stomp for Godzilla when he got beat up by Mechagodzilla. Mechagodzilla also, since his hands are so big, he can grab his opponents. Like Shin's head is decently sized, but it's kind of small to his body. So I don't know. For example, let's say Mechagodzilla grabbed Shin by his head and dragged him, right? That would be pretty bad for Shin. The only I'm not even mentioning the atomic breath. Mechagodzilla also has his own laser beam attack, which he almost doffed Godzilla with that attack. MonsterVerse, I'm pretty sure Shin wouldn't be able to survive attacks like that. at all. They're so destructive. Like they're so destructive and powerful that it would literally obliterate Shin. It's so sad because Shin is I love Shin, right? So me saying this is kind of sad for me. But Shin would get completely body whopped. He has no advantages except maybe like one. And okay, two maybe. And that's he can evolve, right? And that's if the battle lasts for like days on end for some reason, which it's not. And so I don't know why I'm even saying that. That shouldn't be like acknowledged. And B is he can shoot he can shoot laser beams out of his back and tail. So I guess if Monsterverse is about to jump on his back, right? He could just shoot the beams at Monsterverse and get a good few hits on. But the thing is though, like again, maybe like okay, so normal Godzilla's atomic breath would probably like for the Monsterverse would probably be like it probably damage Mechagodzilla a little bit. But since this is a more condensed beam that's like meant for cutting, I don't know if it'd be strong enough to go through Monsterverse Mechagodzilla. That's the thing I don't know about. If it is strong enough, then Shin might have a really, really good chance. But I'm gonna assume for this situation, it's not strong enough because Mechagodzilla was built to fight a stronger Godzilla, as I acknowledged. Granted, it's not the same Godzilla, but still a Godzilla. So I'm just gonna assume for this thing that Shin's beam isn't as strong as like Monsterverse Godzilla's beam for this thing. If it is stronger, then it's a lot more even because then Shin has something to actually do. If it's not as strong, then I'm sorry, but Shin's gonna get completely stumped for the simple fact that he is slower. He had his arsenal, like they have pretty even arsenal. Mechagodzilla has his spinny tail attack. He has his big energy fist. He has his own atomic breath. Yeah, he can grab his opponents really easily. He has his little jets that make him faster. So that's his arsenal. Shin Godzilla has his multiple beam attacks, etc. So arsenal wise, they're pretty even, I'd say. Power wise, I think Mechagodzilla is stronger because again, he completely body whopped and made Godzilla sit on his ass for all I care. And his abilities just seem to be he's literally supposed to be the better Godzilla. That's kind of his whole point, at least in Monsterverse. He's supposed to off Godzilla and be the better Godzilla. So I think power wise he's also stronger. When it comes to speed, he's also faster. Yeah, as defense wise, I think Monsterverse Mechagodzilla is also better. Unless somehow, like again, unless Shin's concentrated beam is somehow strong enough to go through those obviously like looking joints at all, Shin would get completely stomped into the ground. As much as I loved him, there's not really much else to say except this would be a steroid-induced rageful pitbull. Like it would be horrible for Shin.
You're kind of glitching out there towards the end.
Putting a pit bull up against my double barrel shotgun. I'm putting that pit bull down today.
Oh, that's sad.
Also,
okay, question.
The chat seems to want you to have a U2s so they can put you in a jar.
I swear, people were asking me about making a YouTube.
No, it's only fucking nutty, but you know.
I swear.
Question.
Well, actually, a few people actually did want that, but
Someone asked me if they
Yeah.
could make me a marketable plushie, though.
Question. What were the parts that I cut out at?
That was towards
just
the
the
end, but
just
I
the
think
end.
you got,
It wasn't
you got the
anything really
point.
important.
Like you
though.
got the point.
We
Like
got-
overall,
yeah, we got
like
the point.
power,
Yeah.
speed,
All
durability.
you want.
Mechagodzilla would
Mhm.
win.
Yeah.
All right, cool. You got my point.
So
at
why
the
the
end of
fuck
stage.
does Goro guy, whenever he speaks, now he has Jack? Now he has Jack. Oh my fucking god! Now he also has Jack's profile picture. What the fuck, Jack? What are you doing to this?
I think he's just playing mind tricks with you, pal.
I'm just in a constant state of Jack. What the fuck? So currently Punk, FG, and Goro, all three of them whenever they speak, I see them as Jack's profile picture. What the fuck?
He's
Okay,
just
anyway,
playing with you.
You guys can continue what you're doing, but what the fuck?
Okay. Okay. Dino King, it's your turn.
No. I can't compete with this. Goro Guy is 100% right with this. Sure, I can argue with all of Shin Godzilla's lasers on his back and his tail, but that still won't be enough to Mechagodzilla can do. He literally smashed Godzilla's face into buildings. He literally has jetpacks to punch his enemies into the ground and throw them across Hong Kong. There's no way I can argue with that.
At least try.
He has a good point.
Yeah, I cannot compete with him. I cannot compete with Goro Guy on this.
All right. Well, FG, what do you think? Should we just because Dino King seems to be in a bit of a pit here. He's just admitting defeat again.
Well, what is it? Mechagodzilla from the MonsterVerse. He is pretty fast and pretty strong to the point where he was able to body Godzilla, but here's a bit of obscure Shin Godzilla stuff. Now, there's this ride that used to be in Universal Studios called Godzilla vs. Evangelion, Real 4D or some stuff like that.
Oh, I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah.
If we're counting that, then it might be a different story. But I was taking literally the movie.
Yeah, but what is it? This may be stretching it too far because since I'm including something very obscure that not many people know about.
I knew about it.
What was it? In that ride, well, good for you. But in that ride, Shin Godzilla managed to take on the 3 Avas, and the Avas had a hard time with that. And a little spoiler for those of you who haven't watched Evangelion, but the Evangelions technically aren't robots; they're giant human beings.
Don't worry, I watched Johnny
like,
the Hong. I know.
There's something like that, and in that ride, spoiler, Shin Godzilla took on a form of Shin King Ghidorah, which was, I guess, kind of, he had a little trouble with that. But although that may be good, and that may help Shin Godzilla a lot to back up the case that he's stronger, as much as I want to make that a point that Shin Godzilla could win, I can't really include it because it seems like we're talking more about the movie Shin Godzilla, the one that we see on screen.
I was thinking in the movie, I kind of forgot about the ride a little bit, I'm not going to lie. But if we are considering the ride, it's going to be a lot more even. I think atomic beam-wise, I think then it might be a lot more damaging to Mechagodzilla. But I was taking into consideration of the movie, so nah.
Yeah, but for the sake of Girl Guy's argument and the points they made, I'm only going to focus on the movies. I just kind of want to bring that up in case. But yeah, Mechagodzilla is fast, and if he's able to like do a jump punch to Godzilla or something like that, then he could possibly do it to Shin Godzilla, because I think Legendary's Godzilla and Shin Godzilla are around the same height. Maybe Shin Godzilla is taller, but then again, Mechagodzilla is also taller than Godzilla, so it might be an
Shin Godzilla, to be specific, is like 2 to 3 meters taller. Like it's barely matters.
Yeah.
Wait, as in like height? Like you mean Shin Godzilla's height compared to
Legendary Godzilla?
I thought that Legendary grew taller.
No, okay, so basically 2014 he was like 100, like I think like 12 meters. Shin Godzilla was like I think 2 or 3 meters taller. Then MonsterVerse grew bigger, was bigger than Shin, and then the Ava ride came, right? This was after King of the Monsters, and they stated that Shin was like an extra few meters taller than 2019 Godzilla, which I'm pretty sure 2019 Godzilla
He was 120 meters in the ride.
Yeah, exactly. I think 2019 Godzilla is also like the same as GVK Godzilla height-wise, I'm pretty sure, unless he increased a few meters.
All right.
What is it?
Well, boys, I'm going to temporarily be absent. Don't go killing any men without me. I have to participate in Slavemon. You don't understand my intention. But I will leave. I
Oh,
must put slaves against slaves. This isn't
okay.
racism. Trust me. Don't think of this the wrong way. I'm sorry if you're thinking of it the wrong way, but I'm putting a child. Okay, I can't say a child slave. That sounds even worse. But I'm
Just
putting
go then. Just go. Just
Yeah,
go. You don't
fine.
need to
I
tell
can't
us.
fucking keep
You don't
saying
need.
this shit.
You don't need to elaborate. Just go. Anyway,
I do.
But
anything
still,
else you would
even,
like to add, FG?
but still, even with the amount of power and I guess like just the amount of power that Shin Godzilla has might not be enough to take down Mechagodzilla because again, Legendary Godzilla is pretty powerful, but it obviously wasn't able to take down Mechagodzilla. And I guess like the back beams and the tail beam that might be a bit too much, or that might be something that could possibly take down Mechagodzilla. But Mechagodzilla is immune to like Kong's X unless it's charged up. Because if the X is not charged up, then it doesn't do anything. Basically, it probably just scratches Mechagodzilla if anything. But yeah, it's also proven that Mechagodzilla has a more stronger atomic breath than Legendary's Godzilla, and we saw how much Legendary's Godzilla could charge up his atomic breath. And since Mechagodzilla did the same thing, it's quite possible that Mechagodzilla charging up his atomic breath could possibly be one thing that could take down Shin Godzilla. That's it.
All right, then Mick.
Okay, so for me, this is like a one-sided fight because we all know the full capabilities of this Mechagodzilla. He basically wrecked the legendary Godzilla without Kong's help. I bet without him, Godzilla might die. So, making Mechagodzilla fight Shin Godzilla is much more worse because one, the only capabilities I can think of for Shin Godzilla to kill Mechagodzilla if he uses his atomic breath. But here's the thing. Mechagodzilla can learn and adapt because he has a supercomputer for a brain. And don't forget the King Ghidorah heads controlling him as well. And not only that, Mechagodzilla is very agile. He's powered up by the hollow earth like I don't know if it's like stone or energy. It's like the stone things like in the hollow earth like glows that glows blue. But it besides the point, Mechagodzilla is just too damn OP um for Shin Godzilla. And yes, you might have the argument that Shin Godzilla's beam can cut Mechagodzilla because I can agree that I can confirm that Mechagodzilla is like made by lighter materials. That's the reason why it's more agile. But Mechagodzilla is just technically more smarter and more brutal when fighting. So yeah, what else? About the Godzilla ride with the Evangelion. Um, yeah, sure. Shin Godzilla is much more stronger in that, but same with the argument. Mechagodzilla has a supercomputer and King Ghidorah heads for brains and knowledge, so he can like adapt for battle strategy. So my point is like Mechagodzilla is much more smarter in combat. So that's what I'm gonna say.
All right, thank you. Punk.
Okay, one thing I want to bring up first of all, I feel as if this is honestly a big mismatch in my opinion. Mechagodzilla absolutely takes the W. Shin Godzilla has never fought another monster or anything, in his own movie. Whereas Mechagodzilla fought two monsters, both of around equal strength. Kong might be slightly weaker than Godzilla.
May
Uh,
I say something too?
yeah.
So you know how you say he's fought two monsters? I mean, technically, if you count the Ghidorah brain going out of control, he fought uh multiple monsters. So I don't know if you count Ghidorah's experience in fighting as well, because the Ghidorah brain, went out of control. So I don't know if you're counting that as well.
I'm talking
I also
you're gonna
just
bring it-
I also don't.
in his Mechagodzilla form. So
I'm just letting you know if you were
I'm
gonna.
also not
Oh,
sure if
sorry.
you're. I'm also not sure if you're counting the Evangelion ride for Shin Godzilla, but
Okay.
I guess we kind
Okay,
of
I'm gonna-
decided that we won't count that.
I'm going to get to this. Counting Godzilla versus Evangelion is like counting Magic Domain for Monster vs. Godzilla and Kong, which means that both Godzilla and Kong are multiversal level. So yeah, it's external material from the actual canon material, and I honestly just don't think it would really count because that means like if we're counting that means we'd be counting Magic Domain or like Super Robot Wars because they use the same designs as certain incarnations. That's
Alright.
basically what it is.
I was gonna bring up how you mentioned that Mechagodzilla has fought multiple monsters in the MonsterVerse. Like, I knew. I thought you were talking like when you said more than Godzilla and Kong. Don't even mention the freaking Skullcrawler. That wasn't even a fight. That was an execution.
That was a massacre.
Yeah, that was. Holy crap! That was epic.
It was torture.
Anyways,
I was like, jeez, that Mechagodzilla does not screw around. All right.
basically, Mechagodzilla has much more battle experience, obviously, because he fought two monsters at once. He lost, admittedly, but he put up a damn good fight. Godzilla nearly died. Kong nearly died. Yeah. Shin Godzilla has not shown feats on any of those levels, really. So, yeah, I think just based on feats alone, also I should mention durability, Mechagodzilla was built to be able to tank hits from Godzilla, and Shin Godzilla was hurt by, human artillery, such as, trains with bombs in them, or bunker buster bombs, for example. So yeah, I think it's pretty evident from durability, strength, abilities, and feats. Mechagodzilla takes the dub, and yeah, Goro he wins. What is this,
Alright.
round 4?
Yep, this goes to Goro guy. So yeah, round 5 goes to Goro guy. But we're not done just yet. But wait, there's
What?
there's more. There's more, guys.
Wait, there's more.
Bonus round.
This.
A
Epic
bonus round? Geez, let's. I never knew there was a bonus round. I mean, it's not like
Yeah, I
everyone was
wish-
planned, but yeah,
I wish
I
Doom was
I
here.
didn't know.
I wish Doom was here. Like, can we go and like spam? I know that Doom doesn't like being spammed, but we need to invite him because he's gonna like this. So,
Here,
bonus
I'll get him.
round. This is just gonna be a kind of bit of for fun. Oku versus Godzilla Millennium. Now, let me just explain how this is gonna work. So, Oku, first off, is a character from the Toho series. Toho, as in the video game series on PC that came out in 1997. She has the ability to manipulate radiation. The Godzilla Millennium that we're going to use is a composite Godzilla made up of 2000 and Mechagodzilla. I know that those two Godzillas are technically not the same, even though they use the same design. It takes place in two different continuities, but I decided to composite them together so to not make anything confusing because they have similar designs. That, and I think it would make it more of a fair fight. And this was suggested by one of the guys in the audience, Drunky Gaming. Thank you very much for this idea. And for this round, do you think that we should like invite him to speak since he did suggest this and he knows more about Toho than any of us do?
Yeah, I know little to nothing.
All
Sure.
right.
Invite him
So
if you want.
yeah, sure. I'll do that. I'll do that.
Drunky.
All right, Drunky, you've been invited to
Drunky
speak.
Gaming, raise your hand because I know you're in the audience.
I invited
right.
him to speak.
Let him in, I guess.
Drunky,
Yeah, hello there.
what's up? So
Donkey?
What's up?
we're gonna go and get Goro guy in first. So Goro guy, who would win in the fight between Oku, the nuclear-powered burb lady, versus Godzilla Millennium?
Wow, who could have expected a bonus round? I don't know who the fuck could
What the heck? Okay, Goro guy. Goro guy. Goro goes first. Goro guy.
Yeah,
So
there's
lucky.
that.
All right, Goro guy, you can go first. Who would win in this fight?
All right, so this I did a little bit of research on this. So this was a character I did not know like anything at all about, but I did a little bit of research, aka listen to Drunky explain some of her abilities and what she can do, as well as Spino helping me with it. And my conclusion
Well,
is
also, wait, just to point out, all Toho characters are immune to physical attacks.
all of them,
What?
Yes.
like
How?
no matter.
Okay,
How?
okay. In Toho, in canon in Toho, just so you know, most Toho characters, most Toho characters, if you were to punch them, you would not see a bruise. They would not be bruised at all. If you were to punch them, any physical attacks like throwing a chair on them, anything like physical would not work.
What?
Okay,
How?
well,
How?
And
How?
how you hurt them
Okay.
then?
So basically, just so you know, remember Toho in canon, they have to rely on projectiles because that's the rules.
What about the
well,
fighting games?
with okay, so with this conclusion and this new information that I just heard, there's literally no goddamn way that Godzilla could win
Mm.
at all. For the simple fact that if Godzilla can't, okay, so if Godzilla can't use nuclear energy attacks because they'll just get absorbed and shot right back at him, like how Mechagodzilla kind of did, right? And Godzilla can't stop, chew, or crush her, then well, I don't know what to say.
All right, so
I simply have nothing else to say.
so nuclear burb lady takes the win.
Hold on, you didn't let Dino King explain.
But wait, what about the fighting games?
Fighting games, yes, those do include. Fighting games are like, wait, hold on. Man, just so you know, I haven't been in the Toho community for a while because remember, I took a break from it for a year.
All right, but if you can't physically attack someone in Toho, then how do the fighting games work?
Well, usually fighting games, remember, it's called 0.5 for a reason.
What about
Those are-
that weird jump?
Those are literally spin-off games. They are not canon to the actual universe.
What?
Yeah,
What about
Really?
I don't know what else to say.
Okay.
What about that weird jump that Godzilla
Actually,
does?
you could kill Oku if Godzilla were to rely much on his nuclear atomic breath, but at the same time, it's kind of balanced.
I was gonna say, like, wait a minute. So, from what you guys told me, nuclear energy.
Hold on,
Someone's
let me
saying
check the
that
stream for you.
someone's saying it's an enemy stand user. So it's the same type of stand as Star Platinum. What happened?
No idea.
Stream.
Yeah, can I now?
Yeah.
Godzilla and Mechagodzilla will win. Why? Because Oko's stupid.
Okay, the point
No,
he's trying to
okay,
say
okay,
is
okay,
she's
okay,
not like
okay.
stupid as in
Sir?
like the character herself, but the fact that
Sir.
she's actually stupid.
No. In canon, yes, she may be a bird brain, but at least she's not stupid enough to go right into oblivion.
Yeah, that's why I take Godzilla and Mechagodzilla.
Godzilla do that
Okay,
weird
here's the
jumping
thing. She also has her own spell cards. I'm gonna name out a few spell cards that she can possibly hit Godzilla with. So one of her spell cards is, hold on, if I can remember correctly. All right. One of her spell cards allows her to make a gigantic sun that sucks up all of nuclear energy around it.
And
Hold on. There's another spell card. I think oh fuck.
nice. Nothing beats a nice, good, cold, sparkling ice, sparkling water. It's guava passion fruit flavored.
Here's the
Okay.
thing, remember, Godzilla Mechagodzilla, remember, he survived a literal black hole, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
he
here's the
survived-
thing,
No,
Goku,
he didn't
Goku
survive.
created a
He-
gigantic...
She didn't
Yeah.
just survive. He didn't just survive. He escaped the pole of a black hole and walked it off. So
Yeah. So basically, in my opinion, since Oku can create suns that like a sun that sucks up everything around it, yeah, Godzilla would obviously win this one.
okay. So if we're taking if we're taking the physical hitting thing out of this,
Mhm.
Godzilla would be faster. Godzilla's her super OP special ability would do nothing, but she can absorb radiation. So the only thing I can think of is, to me, it's like fighting a fly and comparing to you. Like you're strong, like I don't know. Like to me, it's like fighting a fly, right? It's flying around, but if you hit it really hard one time, then it's out and you're done and over with. But if for some reason, Godzilla misses all the shots hitting, right, out of luck or something, then I don't know. Maybe having like a stroke or something because he's out of radiation or whatever because he uses it all up trying to do stuff to like hit her or try to use his atomic breath or anything, and she just absorbs it and dishes it right back. I'm probably gonna say this W is gonna be for Godzilla, but if the physical damage thing was considered, then Godzilla's like screwed. He is out of this. He's out because then he can't do anything like at all.
All right. So
So yeah, Godzilla Mechagodzilla wins. No
Yeah,
competition. Oh,
I'd
stupid.
say.
Goku's stupid.
she's not like stupid. Like, oh my goodness.
Yeah,
She's-
not a
she's-
complete bird brain like Rodan.
All right. So
I
FG,
get it because he's a bird.
he's a pteranodon, my guy. Okay, FG, it's time
Same
to
thing.
see what do you think?
I'm gonna be completely honest. I know nothing about the character Godzilla's going up against, so I can't really give my saying on this one whether he would definitely win or lose. So I can't really give an answer for this one.
Oh, all right.
I
Mick.
need this one.
Okay, so first of all, the physical damage, since Oku cannot get affected by physical damage, that's kind of bit unfair. But if that's the case, there's a chance Oku might win. But if there's none of that, Godzilla will win. Because here's the thing: if it's like the game Oku, there's a it's known that she's like a bird brain. She ain't that intelligent, but she knows like how radiation works, so that's a plus. But here's the thing: Godzilla in the Millennium series, like since it's a combination of 2000 Godzilla and Megagears, Godzilla is strong because he can outsmart Megagears, and he actually outsmarted what's his name again?
Orga.
Orga. Yeah. So yeah, if Oku doesn't have like that BS like ability to not get hurt by physical damage, Godzilla will definitely win that match. Well, let's just say he can just eat her. So, yeah.
Punk.
Okay, so Oku has the ability to essentially essentially absorb radiation, right, and dish it back out. So that's essentially a good chunk of Godzilla's arsenal gone. That's his atomic breath gone. That's, just the general radiation he leaves gone. And if Oku cannot be harmed by physical attacks, that just blatantly means that Oku would win, because then that's all of Godzilla's arsenal gone. So, yeah, I think Oku would win. If we're counting the ability that Oku can only really be harmed by projectiles and not physical attacks. I assume the atomic breath would not count as physical, neither would the radiation. But the fact that, she can absorb radiation and dish it back out, that counteracts that. So that's essentially all of Godzilla's arsenal gone. So yeah, I think Oku wins. Absolutely.
Drunky.
Yeah, Oku would win.
So we're all saying that Oku can win.
Yeah, sure, why not? I can't. I guess, yeah.
All right. So, I guess Goro guy, you said that you were on Oku's side.
I said depending if we're giving her the bullshit physical attack immunity thing, it could go either way. If she's immune to the physical attacks, she would curb stomp because then Godzilla literally can't do anything. If she doesn't have the physical attack immunity, then Godzilla would probably win for the simple fact that he's probably faster because he kept up with Mechagodzilla. And I'm pretty sure Godzilla's smacks are hard as hell. So
Okay, so let me just look at the thing.
So it's like a weird 50-50, I guess. It honestly depends on we're taking in consideration of the other thing or not.
Okay. Well, I'm looking at the announcement again, and nothing really says like, oh, well, this ability, can't be, used. Like it doesn't filter out the ability of her, being immune to physical attacks. So I'd assume that's, on the table. So in that case, yeah, I think Oku absolutely wins.
Yeah.
It's like, never mind.
All right.
So Goro, you agree that Oku wins?
I agree that Oku wins if we're taking consideration of everything. Yeah.
Right,
Alright.
and I think that we are taking into consideration of everything. So I'm backing
Yeah.
Goro.
All right. So the majority of the judges have stated that Goro guy would win. Goro guy wins in this case because he's siding with there's more information on Oku, and then the fight seems to be leaning towards Oku. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Dino King, you have the least amount of wins. Goro guy has one.
Woo! Yay!
So
Yeah.
Dino King only has
Over.
1 point in my records.
And I'm okay with this.
all right.
You-
So
you know what that means, Dino King.
Oh,
Zilla spamming
so the thing
Zilla
is that
spamming time.
yeah, Dino King has a server, and the punishment that I decided to give to him is that we go over to his official Discord server and go to the Godzilla
Mhm.
channel,
Go.
and we get to spam pictures of Zilla in his in
all
his
right, guys, you
little
know what to
chimps.
do.
All right, I'll go and post it in live chat. So let's go over to let's go and do that.
Send it in this server because I don't have.
Yeah, send it in here.
Hmm.
Please send
Alright.
it here as well.
There's one thing that okay.
Like in
Tell
the
me how long
VC.
you're gonna do it.
I have no
Very good
idea.
minute.
Let everyone have fun.
Didn't you
Yeah.
say
how long
that?
you do it,
Didn't you
guys
say
are
you could post NSFW stuff too in there as well? Like
No.
I
Wait,
don't
is it
think that would be
IRC?
okay. I don't think that would be safe for the stream.
I was gonna
Why?
say.
All right. So
Yeah, real-
I'll add everyone then.
Goro, open your YouTube channel.
Okay,
Talk
guys.
about he argues
I'm
with fucking.
All right, guys, you know what to do.
You guys know what to do.
Speed run time, boys.
Speedrun.
General, just send it to the
Wait,
Godzilla
we're still
stuff.
waiting. We're still
Send it
invite
to
link.
Godzilla.
I sent it in
Go.
VC. I sent it in
Don't worry, I see
VC.
it now.
Yeah.
All right, you don't have to play the music. You don't have to play the
I'm
music
going
anymore.
to general.
All right.
Yeah, boys.
That's right, Jay. Send it in Godzilla.
Just send a bunch of Zilla pics. Send a bunch of Zilla pics in Godzilla. Just spam
All
I
Zilla
only
pics.
have one Zilla pick, and it's
I
the
have
one.
Give it all of it. It can be anything.
All right. All right. I'm looking into your... Punk just put in Fat Helper. Punk, why are you spamming in Fat Helper?
Everybody in the audience, since there's so much chaos right now, how about you all request to come up here, and I can oblige that for you. Go
Alright,
ahead.
Any
Do it.
Why is
Dang it, I-
questions from the audience?
Come on, boys.
have-
Super Godzilla is here. Super Godzilla.
Everybody. Everybody who can
Indonam.
talk. Come up.
Any questions for me? Any questions?
Any
Okay,
questions?
I'm gonna give a rival, okay? I'm hoping it might. I'm gonna bout Unknown Flicks, hopefully.
What?
If it's next time.
Yeah.
Wait, unknown
I
flex.
guess I'll return as judge next time if we do this.
Oh, can I be judge again, please?
I would like to be judge next time.
Also, the
Me
most
like
I
me
can have to
same
say this is
judge.
just cringe.
It is I.
Alright, guys.
Written.
No, don't continue.
This is
with it.
cringe.
This was my fault on that, okay?
It's your fault that thing that
Guys,
meme
check
exists.
the Godzilla channel in his server.
Everybody go ahead and raise your
Subscribe to
hand
Blue
so you can join.
Factory.
Oh, by the way, you can't delete anything, Dino King. You have to keep it there.
Dino
Yes.
King told me I
It needs
can't
to be
fan pick
permanent.
Godzilla anymore.
So I never agreed to what my win was, right?
Oh,
I never
Wait,
asked
what
win.
happened?
So I got an idea for my win.
what?
So my win is I watched 98 with the man himself, Dino King.
Oh,
And we
this is
talked-
perfect! It's perfect!
Poggers,
Oh, dude, that is epic! Yes!
That
Do
that
it!
is epic indeed.
Do it! Do it! Do it!
What?
Yeah.
What's the
do
Dino
do
King with
do
us?
it, do it, do it.
Yeah,
Let's do
Do
it.
it.
We could do it after. We could do it after
Do it.
stream. We'll do
Do
it
it.
after stream. Okay, we'll do it. We'll do it after stream.
Lit.
We'll do it
Do
after
it.
stream. We'll
What the hell up?
we'll do
My
this.
name-
Chaos and agony.
Wait,
This
what's
is
the runtime
chaos.
for? Wait, guys.
1998 Godzilla is the second best Godzilla movie.
Wait,
This
guys.
is
What's
just-
the runtime for the 1998 Godzilla movie? Because I
2
can
hours
emulate
and
it.
18 minutes.
2 hours and 18 minutes. Jesus Christ.
Counting credits. I don't know what the runtime is, not counting credits.
Mm.
but-
All right. So
Also,
we'll do that. We'll do that. Post stream. We can all do that at we'll do a little watch party.
Well, actually,
Yeah.
actually, I'm
any questions? Any
I'm
questions?
actually-
for
Come
the
on, just watch the Fat
I'm actually-
Albert movie. Come on.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna,
I see
Yeah.
that movie.
All right.
I'm actually
Fat
gonna
Albert,
leave.
Fat Albert.
Guys,
I'm actually gonna
I
leave. in a
haven't
bit,
seen the
so-
show, but I have seen the movie.
guys.
I'm actually.
Well,
gonna-
that's base. That's at least you've seen an aspect of that wonderful franchise.
Also,
from the comedic mind of Bill
My most
Cosby.
popular
God.
video is Fat Albert
What?
related, so.
Guys.
Me and Punk are Fat Albert husbands.
Whoa.
Okay.
I have
Chaos.
anyone have any questions? According, anyone have questions?
No.
Mhm.
Questions about what?
About any of my opinions I've stated, any of the statements I stated, any of my victory, my anything. I don't know.
Do you
Goro,
like?
do you still?
Here.
You technically
one.
kind of got the victory handed to you.
Okay, Goro, I got a question. Do you still eat
What?
Dunkaroos?
I do still eat Dunkaroos, even though they're
That's
tragic to me now.
Goro, I have a question.
Goro, what you gonna do for celebration?
What am I gonna do for? I told you what I'm gonna do for celebration. I'm gonna draw myself sitting on a throne with a crown, and I'm gonna watch some
Hell
98.
yeah.
All right.
Goro, what's your
Hell
opinion?
Yeah, I would like to
Goro.
I would like to see it.
Goro,
Also,
what's your opinion on women?
women, women are Women are
No matter
women.
how many guys I'm gonna keep
Yeah.
banning them.
Don't ban them. Don't ruin their fun. This is part of the win. This is a part of this is part of Goro Guy's win. You lost. This is how it works.
Unban me.
That's how it works,
All
man.
right.
No, next time.
This is what you agreed with.
Next time, can we do Jack versus Punk? I win since I've seen more than 2.5 King Kong movies. So yeah, I.
Imagine liking monkeys.
2005 King Kong is the best King Kong movie or best kaiju film.
Guys, be all kidding.
Dino King kicked me out.
Oh.
Dino King, don't kick him out.
Dino King?
Don't kick him out. This is what.
Why is everyone screaming?
Alright.
No idea.
Hold up.
All right. Well,
It's how it works. Okay, it's how it works.
That's how it works, Brookie.
Everyone quiet. Everyone quiet. I think Ink has a question for me. Everyone, shh. Ink, you got a question for me?
Boy, do Legos taste
Link.
good.
What?
Did you have a question for me?
He said, "Why do Legos taste good?"
I don't know.
Because I mean, they do. I mean, they're in their flavors, right? You have red, blue.
What is everyone talking about
different
right now?
variations. Same with Play-Doh, especially the white privilege Play-Doh. I mean,
well, thanks for having me here. I'll be on my way now.
All right. Thank you very much,
okay.
FG.
Also, you want to ask Punk questions about what his dietary habits are, and
It's mostly
what he
bananas.
loves.
It's mostly bananas. It's mostly bananas.
I'd rather eat a Lego minifigure than
It's
pizza,
all
but-
bananas.
I put a Lego
Why is
minifigure in the
everyone
microwave.
talking? I'm lost in here.
No,
Oh,
Goro,
guys, I'm gonna
Goro's
watch it
diet.
tonight.
Goro's
Don't
diet
explain,
mainly
I'm
consists
lost
of
in here.
microwave
What-
food.
Goro just eating sloppy
Guys, I'm
microwave.
just lost here. What is going on?
So I will eat sloppy fucking microwave food. Why? Because
He just eats like chicken that's like.
Someone please answer me. What's going on? What did I miss?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Look at
ruin
this.
your
He just
life.
eats bits and pieces of the same chicken
What?
each
Okay,
week.
guys. Before I'm gonna go for a bit. I gotta do some
Okay.
shit. Before I go,
Sure thing, King.
Hey, wait a minute, N-word.
Sure thing, King.
Before I go,
Man,
though,
I'd rather
I hope you all have a great evening, great morning, great night, great
Alright.
everything. And I'll see
You too,
later.
bro. I love you.
All right. Well,
Awesome.
I'm gonna go and end the stream here. Thank you guys so much for
Yeah.
watching.
Oh, wait, Spino,
Yeah.
Spino, Spino,
Bye,
can I-
gamers. Oh,
Oh god,
Anyway,
bye.
thanks for having me.
everybody.
Spino, can I
What?
Everybody, be sure to eat your
Can I spend the
daily
time
dose of
talking about how much
Legos.
you want to fuck the dinosaur skeleton in the museum?
Shut up! Shut up!
How big
Shut
of a-
up!
Like gigantic.
Shut up! I'm ending the stream
Fat
here.
bodies.
I'm ending the stream. I'm ending the stream. Shut up! Shut up! I'm ending
I'm
the
kicking
stream.
everyone, and then you can do a proper ending.
Okay. Okay.
God.
Okay.
Okay, I'm still banning people.
Don't ban people. Don't ban people. That's not fair. That's not fair, Dino King. He left.
I'll be
making my leave.
Look.
Don't ban me.
Look.
Goodbye.
Look. Just saying it right now.
Okay.
Don't. Dino King. Just letting you know now. Don't ban anyone from your server. That wasn't a part of the deal. That wasn't part of the deal. We're supposed.
Everyone, requests are disabled, and well,
Here's-
Spino, end your. do
All
your
right,
outro.
all right. I'm still sending the link in live stream, and Dino King better not ban them because that wasn't part of the deal.
Also,
they're
make
supposed
sure
to.
send the link to your Discord server.
I did. I
Because
added everyone
your
in
Discord
VC.
is a bit more fucking. Your Discord? No. I mean, like, you need to add everyone from chat.
I did add everyone in chat. It was in VC. Did you not scroll up in VC?
Spinozilla. I'm talking about YouTube chat. You fucking.
I did that too. I did it like 3 times.
Okay, good.
Okay. So yeah, Dino King needs to, as I said before, he has to go and unban people. So, because he lost. Keep in mind that he lost, and this is his punishment. He
There's no punishment. This was an execution. I told you this was entirely fucking one-sided. The fucking.
Okay, yeah. I mean that's why I gave.
This was one-sided as all hell.
That's why I decided to have Dino King do a bit of research and to make things fair. Have Goro Guy do some research. So yeah, I tried making it fair. Okay, I tried being fair, but gonna say this a fourth and probably last time. Dino King,
There's
don't
honestly
your.
like nothing you could do about that. This is always going to be fucking rigged from the start. Anyway, well, everybody who is still watching the Spinozilla stream, this is Dr. Doom, and I just sabotaged Spino again. And now I'm the only one that's speaking. God damn it, Spino, sit the fuck down. Okay. So, I'm the
Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this stream.
You actual fucking bitch.
Are you just gonna...
Are we playing this game?
Stop.
We're playing this game, I guess.
Stop!
We're playing this game, I see. I see you fucking
Stop. Stop.
We're gonna be playing tug of war, I see you.
You wanted me to do a proper send-away, you're just screwing with me now.
Okay, I'll...
Okay. See, thank you so much for watching this stream of Goro Guy versus Dino King, then whatever happened afterwards, and...
Correction, Goro Guy kicks the shit out of Dino King.
Okay. I'm going to take Dr. Doom's... I'm going to take Dr. Doom's shotgun and Xbox privileges.
You don't take my shotgun. Lesson 1.